Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you for joining me for another YouTube video discussion. So, here we go again down the rumor mill. Apparently, at the recent developers conference that we had for Nintendo, of course, we talked about it previously about how we know that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct coming in June, and that the Switch 2, the Switch successor, whatever you want to call it, is going to basically be revealed by the end of the fiscal year, which ends, of course, at the end of March 2025. So, sometime between now and April, we will know what this system is, what it looks like, etc., etc. But an interesting development did come from that. And basically, what that development was that one of the announced games, or one of these supposed games that is being worked on, is called U King O. Now, just for a little bit of context, a little bit of history, when when they were working on Breath of the Wild, it was called U King, and of course, Tears of the Kingdom was called X King. So obviously, the major thing to take from there is that anything with King in the code name sounds like it's going to be a Zelda game. Now, nothing official is coming from this, of course, but it is possible, highly possible, that we're looking at an enhanced version of Breath of the Wild being released for the successor to the Switch. And since Nintendo likes to go and put for Switch ports, Switch games in general, usually the suffix is given an S. So, for an example, what would it be? Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, let's just say, because I know that was a game that was on the Wii U that got ported over to the Switch. They would put Treasure Tracker -S. So, this is kind of an indication with that -O suffix that the name of the next console is going to start with an O now. That is one possibility. But I think another possibility is that it just means OLED. Now, I don't know what the difference would be between playing the system on this versus playing it on a Nintendo Switch OLED, because I don't have a Nintendo Switch OLED. I have the OG, the original Switch that got sold back when it was first launched. It's a launch Switch. It's barely holding together, okay? But it still works, so I have no reason to upgrade or do anything with it. But I am curious your thoughts on this. Do you think that because they use the S for the game's code names when it comes to porting over for Switch games from something else, that it's possible that the O is the name of the console? Or is it just OLED? Because maybe the Switch 2 is just another OLED screen, and so that's just what they're basically meaning. It's like, hey, rather than being an HD version, this is an OLED version. I don't know what it could mean. Maybe optical? I mean, supposedly, one of the rumors that I heard is that it's a VR unit, so optical to the eyes. Who knows? However, let's also take into account that there was that rumor, or maybe it wasn't a legit report, but I'm just going to use it as a rumor for now just because we don't know 100% for certain. But there was that rumor that supposedly last year, or maybe it was earlier this year, they were showing developers Breath of the Wild running on the next-gen Switch, the next-gen console. So it's very much possible then that if that's the case, that this is something where they're just showing it off. Like they're just simply showing off Breath of the Wild, calling it U King O. But that possibility sort of bugs me a little bit, because why be secretive about it then? You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, they give code names to stuff all the time. They give code names to their systems, code names to their games until they get official titles for it. But if they were making a port for it, it doesn't seem like they would just simply give it the code name U King O. They would just say Breath of the Wild O, or Breath of the Wild Remake, or whatever the heck. and basically just confirm it, like they did with the successor. They said it's coming. So I don't know. Just take this with a grain of salt until we get more news on it. But it is an interesting development that I think has come about recently. But I did want to go ahead and get your thoughts on it. So I hope you guys have yourself a great rest of your day. Kind of a short video today, but have yourself a good one. And I'll see you next time.